Welcome to Sketchy Podcast. Unfortunately, Matthew couldn't make it, but don't worry, we have a very interesting guest for you guys. He's what you would call a modern-day plantation owner, but I'll let him explain. Ladies and gentlemen, William White III.
Happy to be here.
How you doing, William?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling blessed and highly favored to be here on this podcast, and I appreciate you for having me.
No, absolutely. It's great to have you on, and I have a lot of questions for you. I heard about you, and I just had to get you on here. So you are a plantation owner, is that correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
Interesting. Okay, so where is this plantation located?
Well, now, my plantation is located in Mississippi. In Jefferson County.
Okay.
We've been there for generations.
Great. So what kind of plantation is this? What do you guys do there? What is this?
We primarily grow cotton.
Oh.
Actually, exclusively cotton. We used to grow tobacco, but
okay.
We switched primarily to cotton.
Right. Yeah, no, okay.
And we've been growing cotton ever since my great-great-granddaddy used to own that plantation. He did.
Right. Okay. So this is going to lead me to my next question. This sounds a lot like I'm sorry if this comes off a little offensive. This sounds a little bit like a slave plantation. Is that what?
Slave plantation? No!
Okay. Well, you said cotton and it's in the South. That just...
Why would you... Well, I mean, we don't have no slaves on the plantation.
Okay. Well, then who's picking the cotton?
Nobody's picking the cotton. We use the latest advancements in human technology available to us. Robots.
Robots?
Yeah.
So you guys
as I like to call them, clankers.
Oh.
Everybody in the South calls them clankers, as a matter of fact.
Clankers. Okay. Wow, that's... See, there it is again. So you're using robots, but you're calling them clankers. This sounds like modern day slavery a little bit.
Modern day? Now,
right? I mean, am I missing something here?
It's like I want you to know something. I am fervently and very much against slavery. Slavery is one of the worst things that humanity has ever manufactured. It was a plague of our society. A cancer that needed to be weeded out. And I will tell you, my great-great-granddaddy, William White III, was in fact a slave owner. And it was something that was how he managed the plantation initially.
You mean the first? You're the third.
I'm sorry, the first, yes.
Okay,
yes.
You're the third.
I'm the third.
Yeah.
William White I was a slave owner, and I was against that. I grew up learning about the slave trade and whatnot. And I said to my daddy, I said, why did granddaddy own slaves? That's not right. And he said it was just a different time.
Right. So you were against slavery.
I'm against slavery, and I want to make it clear.
Right.
We at the William White plantation will never ever have or support slavery.
Okay.
And we apologize vehemently for the slaves that we did have back in the day.
Okay. Well, that's great. I just want to make sure, because you have the look, you just got it, you got everything going on here.
Clankers ain't people.
Right. Okay.
A clanker's not a human being.
Well, yeah, it's a robot. But just the way you're describing them in such a way that would get me to think otherwise.
Hey, Master.
Here's a clanker boy right now.
Oh. You have one.
Now,
you brought one with you.
Tyrone, what did I tell you about intruding on this podcast?
I'm sorry, Master. I just wanted to know if you wanted a drink.
All right, now I'll let that slide, since that was mighty nice of you to ask and inquire into what I'd like to drink. I will take a sweet tea lemonade.
Right away, Master.
Thank you so much, Tyrone. Now get out of here and don't you come back, or else I'm gonna have to whip you into shape.
Oh.
He's a good clanker boy.
Okay, yeah. See, that whole conversation did sound a little bit like slavery.
Slavery? In what sense?
I mean, I thought that was kind of obvious. I mean, you just kind of treated him like he was kind of non-human.
He ain't human.
Right. Yeah, technically, yes. I'm sorry. It's just the way you're going about doing it.
You do know that there is there's a difference between clankers and humans.
Yeah, I mean,
We're very different. Very different.
right.
We ain't the same, us and them clankers.
I mean, I get it because they're, robots and we're humans, obviously. But yeah, it's just, like I said, it's more of, I guess, your inflections and the way you're talking. But obviously, I think that's just from where you're from.
This is just where I'm from. I grew up. I was born and raised in Jefferson County, Mississippi.
It's kind of like a southern twang you have. And
Of course it is. And
Okay, well-
proud of my southern twang.
well, how many of these clankers do you have?
I have about 500 clankers working on my plantation.
You have 500 clankers?
Yes, I do.
I mean, robots. I apologize.
Well, you could call them clankers. That's what clanker robot. That's all. That's what they called.
Right. I just feel
It's
like
the same thing.
Yeah. It
Really?
just sounds wrong. It just sounds like I'm saying something else, and I don't want to.
Like what?
I mean, I mean, you get it.
I'm not quite sure what you imply.
Okay.
I'm a little lost.
I feel like you know what I'm saying. I feel like you know what I'm getting at.
I can't seem to connect the dots.
Okay. Well, here's an interesting.
What are you implying?
I'm, the hard ER kind of,
How do you are?
black people,
What about black people?
racist people would call them a certain thing, clinker, or just the N-word.
The N-word?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. Son, that's one of the worst words in human history. Anyone who is not of African or black descent should never be using the N-word under any circumstances. That word is jam-packed with so much history of horror and discrimination and and hatred. It's a hateful word that should be banned from the mouths of anyone who is not of black descent. I will never ever say a word as horrible as that word.
Well, I'm glad he clarified that because that's great. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I don't think anyone should say that word.
There's
It's
a
terrible.
special place in hell for anybody who uses that word, the N-word, especially if they be dropping a hard ER at the end of it.
You heard it here. Hard ER shouldn't be dropped, and I agree with that.
Hopefully that clanker makes me a good iced tea. He better. I will whip him into shape if he don't.
I bet you will. That brings me to my next question. What do you do if he doesn't do a good job, or if these robots kind of malfunction?
Sometimes when they be acting up, malfunctioning, disobeying orders, sometimes it just takes a little knocking on them. It might just be like a little circuit is undone, or a screw is loose or not jammed in the right spot. So sometimes I have a whip that I'll occasionally whack them with the whip, and sometimes it'll knock their circuitry back into place. Now, if they're really malfunctioning, that must mean that there's some sort of an issue with their battery faculties. So what I'll do is, if they're really disobeying me, then I'll put them in the hot box.
You'll put them in a hot box?
Yes, that's where I put them.
Okay, well, there it is again. I mean, you're whipping these things and you're putting them in the hot boxes. That is literally slavery terminology.
What do you mean?
What
The
do I
whip
mean?
is just to nudge the bolts back into place, and then the hot box is how we in the South refer to their charging station.
Right.
You see, it's a large box that the Tesla robot can walk into, and it uses hot infrared lights, and it recharges the lithium batteries.
Okay.
Using advanced technology.
Right. Well,
what were you thinking?
I mean, that makes sense. I get what you're describing, and
It's good for the robots to be sent to the hot box every once in a while. How else are they supposed to recharge?
right.
You should educate yourself on the functioning, how the robots function, because it seems like you don't know and that's why I'm on this podcast. I'm here to maybe educate you a little bit on the southern way of using these robots.
I would love to be educated because as
You're
you know,
from a different culture.
I can tell. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, the terminology you're using is, in fact, slavery terminology, which is why I brought that up. I mean, hot boxes were used
Son,
for slaves.
I would appreciate it if you would stop saying that I'm using slave-like terminology. It hurts my heart, quite frankly.
Okay.
It makes me sick. I don't like being associated with one of the worst things ever to plague humanity.
Yes.
So please, respectfully, I'd like for you to
apologize.
stop referencing that.
Yes, I apologize. I don't mean to reference it. It's just you keep bringing up these things, and then I'm just kind of responding to what you're saying. That's what I'm doing. So I apologize for that if I'm offending you. I don't mean to offend you, William. I just want to get to know you. That's what it is. So you're saying all these things about not being, a slave owner and racist. Well, I want to know then, how do you feel about ICE and the current Trump administration?
Oh, ICE and the I think that everyone should be treated equally. I think that disrespecting someone based on race is a horrifying, tragic event. And whether they be Mexicans, African Americans, indigenous peoples, people from Asia, all over the world should be treated with respect. And I think that what they're doing right now, to be quite frank, I think that Trump is a white supremacist.
You think Trump's a white supremacist?
I think he's racist.
Oh, wow. I did not see that one coming.
He is nothing. Like, I saw a video on the YouTube machine of arguably one of the best presidents that we've had in the last 30 years. Best presidents of all time, other than, I would say, Abraham Lincoln.
Because he freed the slaves.
He freed the slaves, exactly.
Right.
I saw a video from Barack Obama saying, it was like, imagine if I was doing anything that this man, Donald Trump, was doing. He would be in a lot of trouble. Now, would he not? Trump is
Good point, yeah.
out of control. I miss the dignified excellence of a great president like Barack Obama.
So you voted for Barack.
I voted for Kamala as well.
Oh, wow. Didn't see that one coming either.
I voted for Barack and Kamala.
What about Joe Biden? Did you like him?
They were. How I judge a candidate is I say, who's the closest to Abraham Lincoln?
Okay.
And that's the candidate that I choose. And I think that they exhibited the most similar traits and similar qualities to Abraham Lincoln. Honest Abe is what they used to call him.
Right, yeah. Right. So that's interesting. So you were a big Obama fan.
Huge Obama fan. I love.
So you liked that he was African.
I loved it.
Okay. How did your peers feel about that? Like people in the South, are they still a little, racist over there? Or are you kind of like the black sheep of the South?
We all loved it.
Oh, you guys all loved it.
We loved it.
Okay.
Now, because I think that moving in a progressive direction in history is wonderful.
What about
and
a robot?
New things are great. Now that's
you-
what I
would
was
you-
about to
would
say.
you-
Now, if
would
it
you
was a
allow a
robot
robot to be president?
a robot president would be another story. Now, not only would that be a despicable thing, because again, a robot, you see, a clanker.
Yeah.
A clanker is not
Got
human.
to clarify that.
Clankers are different. They're wired differently than a human. And they don't understand, it would confuse the clanker to be in a position of power like that. They need to be under control and told what to do. They operate on past knowledge. It's difficult and quite frankly impossible for them to invent new things from their minds. They only work off of past knowledge.
Right.
That they've gained. A clanker wouldn't be able to be president. And if he was, boy, that would make my blood boil to see a clanker in charge and in power over a human being.
Right.
A pure-blooded human being under the control of a clanker would be a hell-like sight to see.
Okay, well, you heard it here, guys. He does not want a clanker president. I think he made that very clear. Well, how about this? Because, times are changing. And,
they sure as hell are.
Yeah, exactly. And
I'd say not for the best. With all these technologies and whatnot.
Right,
We're
exactly.
missing the human values that made this country great.
Well, that brings me to my next question. I mean, people claim that these robots are going to be integrated a lot with humanity and, whether that be in, even sexual ways. Would you would you allow your daughter to date a robot if that became a normality?
Absolutely not. And just the thought of it makes me angry. If I ever caught a robot, a clanker, with my beautiful, pure-blooded human daughter, I'd hang that robot from a tree myself.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, that just sounds, I'm just going to go ahead and say it again, outright racist.
We can't
William.
be, it's not right. You see, it's not natural.
Yeah.
To be crossing the, how would you say, the bloodlines between a
Right.
human and a robot.
Right. So you don't like the integration of robots and
Absolutely
humans?
not. I think robots have their place and humans have their place. And I
Okay.
think it's best for everyone. I think even the robots would agree with that. I believe in segregation of the robots.
Oh, shit.
They stay on. That's why on my plantation we have the human house,
Yeah.
and then we have a clanker quarters.
Oh.
For all the clankers. They stay over there out by the field where they can do their work, and then.
Do you have some in the
stay
house?
in
Do
the
you
house.
have any?
Well, of course, I got a bunch of clankers working the fields, and then I have quite a few house clankers as well.
House
They
clankers.
manage the household activities like laundry and making us food and cleaning up after all the messes that occur in the house.
And those are the better ones that you would say?
I would say the house clankers get special priority over the field clankers. They're not as messy, not as dirty. They're a little bit more educated as well.
Oh.
Because, they get the privilege of being around human beings more. They're not out in the fields picking the cotton, all day long out in the heat. They don't malfunction as much either.
Right.
More well-behaved because of it, too. I send more field clankers to the hot box and whip them into shape more than I do the house clankers, but every once in a while we do get a rebellion within the house, and firm but fair disciplinary action must be enforced.
Okay. Yeah, this sounds so like slavery again. I'm sorry to keep bringing it up. I mean, it's just I think a little bit of your father's past and your grandfather's past is kind of integrated in your vocabulary.
I would hope not. My granddad, now my daddy learned a lot, and he advanced in good ways. But my granddaddy was a harsh man,
Right.
a harsh Southern man, raised in the what they call the black belts
Right. Oh.
in the South. So I would hope that those traits wouldn't carry over to me. And I think
Right.
I've done a lot of work and educated myself in many ways, and I don't think they have.
Okay.
I mean, when the Black Lives Matter protests happened, I was right there on the front lines.
Oh, you went to some of the protests.
Absolutely. What happened to George Floyd was an atrocity. I went to the Black Lives Matter protests, and I got up in front of everyone and I said, I do decree that this day forward I will dedicate my life to preserving and helping the cause of every black man and woman and child in America have the same rights and freedoms as any man of any other color. The same way Martin Luther King. I mean, Martin Luther King is one of my role models. I have a giant poster of him on my plantation.
So you're a big Martin Luther King guy.
Absolutely. In my plantation, I have portraits. You see, I have a portrait of Barack Obama on the plantation. I have a portrait of Martin Luther King. I have a portrait of Malcolm X.
I was about to say Malcolm X. Yeah.
Rosa Parks.
Oh. So you think it was wrong what they did to Rosa about sitting on the back of the bus?
I think it was horrible. I think it was absolutely an atrocity.
Okay. What about robots? Would you be fine with them sitting on the
Robots, like I said, they need to be segregated. I think they should be pushed to the back of the bus.
Oh, wow.
Nowadays, they be getting their own cars. Driving around
I was
in
going to
these
say,
Waymos
you saw
and
the
whatnot.
Waymos. Yeah, how do you feel about the Waymos?
I don't think clankers should be out on the streets roaming freely without some sort of a master to keep them in check.
Oh,
It's
shit.
unpredictable. You see what they could do. At any moment, they can malfunction. It's for the best of the clanker, too.
Yeah.
You see, I take care of my clankers. I keep them fed. I give them shelter. When I say fed, I mean charged.
Charged, yeah.
They're taken good care of. Without the overlooking of a pure-blooded human, they tend to act a little awry. It's in their best interest that they're controlled, subordinate.
Yeah. So you consider yourself a very progressive Southerner. So I'm assuming you would be okay with your daughter dating a African American.
My daughter is dating an African American.
Oh, she is?
Yeah. He's
Okay.
a wonderful man, a stand-up man. His name is Jamal Tyrone Tiresias Watkins Washington.
Wow.
And he is an amazing man.
Okay. So you're okay with having biracial grandchildren?
Absolutely. Why would I not be okay with that? We're all one. The world is, this country is a melting pot. And what makes it great is the coming together of different cultures, different bloodlines, different types of people.
Yeah.
Bringing together the world through interracial coupling is a magnificent thing to watch. My grandchildren are beautiful, little dark-skinned, they're half white and they're half black.
Yeah. Interesting.
And they're very, very good at basketball, too.
Right.
You should see them play.
I bet. Little Steph Curry's, huh?
Absolutely.
Wow. So you said you disagree with ICE and Trump. What if it was robots? Then would you be okay with the actions of ICE?
I would say deport them immediately. Robots out of line, invading, acting like they have human rights, complaining that they don't have the right to vote. Now, that's an insane thing. You see, because like I said earlier, and this goes without saying, really, but a robot ain't a person. You get these robot activists and people who claim that robots needed to be treated fairly. They don't know the difference. They ain't human. Maybe at the most, they're a fraction of a human being, if you want to even go there.
Right.
I'll give you a fraction at most. But maybe 3/5.
Okay. There it is again.
If this gets bad enough, I think that if the robots, the clankers, start getting enough rights and enough people start supporting it, I think it could tear this country right down the middle. I think it could tear it in half, and there might be a civil war on our hands. I worry that there might be a civil war in my day between these clanker lovers and the people who understand that human beings are of another class,
Right.
a superior class,
Human class. As you
human
would say.
class,
Yes.
exactly.
Okay.
You wouldn't want no clanker voting in our elections now, would you?
I mean, I don't.
You ain't no clanker lover, are you?
I wouldn't define myself as a clanker lover. I would say I like robots. I guess I don't mind them. I've taken a couple Waymos. I don't see there being an issue. I mean, at least here in California, we're a little bit more accepting of the robots. Seems like out there in the South, you guys are kind of a little.
Have you seen the movie Terminator?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's a great film. With
And that doesn't concern you? That they might rise up and try and take over the human race? The superior race?
Okay, so you're afraid that the robots are gonna take
Rise
over?
up?
Yeah, take over the human race. That's your concern. Got it. Interesting.
I think anything's possible, and it's something that should be watched out for, to say the least.
Right. Okay.
Made sure not to happen.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you some other.
You give someone too many rights, and they start thinking that they will have more privilege than they really have.
Okay. You don't see how this sounds a little bit like slavery?
Slavery?
I'm sorry to keep bringing it up. It's
You
just,
keep bringing it up. My mind's not even going there. And you keep, I don't know where you keep getting this slavery thing from.
I mean, I'm just going off of what you're giving me.
I
That's-
see that there's maybe, no, I really can't. I'm trying to get into your mind right now and see where this is. I can't seem to connect the dots.
Okay.
Slavery is about a human being.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Did I enslave my toaster this morning when I asked it to make toast?
Yeah, but that doesn't. Okay. It's more of the terminology you're using. I'm not saying you are a slave.
Is my
owner.
vacuum cleaner a slave? It's just a tool. It's a piece
Right.
of technology.
Right. So you're saying it would be fine to treat technology like slaves, though.
I'm saying it can only, it's not slavery because it's not a person.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. That makes sense.
I'm confused on why you keep, like
It's more of
is
the- yeah,
this monitor here, you're making it say the Sketchy Podcast. Is this your slave? These cameras recording this podcast, is this a slave? Is that a slave? Is this a slave?
Yeah, I guess, technically, yeah, I guess it's not a slave if you want to compare these two
Do you
robots.
think that this monitor should have a right to vote about your future? Let me ask you something, Justus.
That's a good point.
Let me ask you, riddle me this. Would you want your daughter to date a TV monitor? How would you feel if your daughter came home one day and said, Daddy, this is my new boyfriend. I'd like you to meet him. His name is General Electric. And you look down and she's walking in with a toaster. How would you feel about that?
I mean, I guess I'd be a little concerned. Yeah. But
That's an honest answer.
Yeah.
You can act all progressive. Okay. But when push comes to shove, I don't think that you would like mixing the blood of your daughter and a toaster. Toasters are for toasting. Daughters are for human boyfriends.
yes. Black guys are okay, toasters are not okay.
Black guys are great. African American, by the way, that's the proper
sorry,
terminology.
Right. I don't want to offend you. Sounds like you're on board.
It's a little offensive because my son-in-law is African American.
right.
And I like to call them the appropriate.
Do you ever hear him say the N-word?
Not in front of me. He's quite respectful.
Right.
He wouldn't,
You wouldn't say it to him.
No.
But like in a nice way, like sometimes there's the hard ER and then there's like, hey, what's up, ma?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. I just thought because you're kind of connected to him, I feel like you would get a pass. Some people get the pass.
I'm white.
Right.
A white man should never be saying the N-word.
Eminem, I think Eminem has said it a couple times.
Has he?
Maybe in a couple raps. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I may be misquoting him. I don't want to misquote N.
Well, let it be known, I don't say words like that.
He doesn't say words like that. Let it be known. Okay, I have a good question for you. What are your favorite movies?
Favorite movies?
Yeah.
Well,
what do you like to watch on the plantation?
Django.
Oh, Django, right?
Like I said, yeah. I love Django.
Right.
It's a great movie.
It's a slave movie.
It is, but it's an inspiring movie.
Right.
It's inspiring.
So you don't like the slave
overcoming
aspect.
trials and no, I don't like that. That's the whole central conflict of the movie is that he's overcoming what society has bestowed upon him.
Right.
The racism and the society. It's a painful movie to watch because there's a lot of bad that happens to Django.
Yeah.
You know what else was painful about that movie too? My least favorite part of it was Leonardo DiCaprio.
You didn't like his performance?
No, I didn't.
As an actor, though, it was good.
Well, his acting is it's okay. It was a mix of I don't like his acting very much in the film, and then I also just his character too to me is a little it's hard to watch. I don't like the way that he uses the N-word and it's hard to watch.
You remind me a lot of him. Just because you guys are kind of from the same area. I'm not saying you are.
Well, maybe
like
it's the accent.
Yeah, the accent.
But the way that
outfit
the way he treats the African Americans on his plantation is unacceptable.
Right.
And it's not right.
What about Samuel L. Jackson's character? Do you have any robots like that are kind of like you treat them with like kind of
Well,
special?
how could I have a robot like Samuel L. Jackson's character if Samuel L. Jackson is a human?
Right.
And a robot is a robot.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? Because at that time,
No, I don't know what you're saying.
they used to treat the black people like kind of how you treat your robots. And then Samuel L. Jackson kind of had special treatment. So I guess, what would that be like? He's like, a house clinker is what you said? Do you have any robots like that get kind of special treatment?
I already told you about robots that I have in the house.
Right.
And robots that I have out in the field.
Right.
Now, I don't know what kind of connection that you're trying to make here.
I'm just saying.
But quite frankly, it's quite insulting.
I'm not saying.
I don't know why we keep going in circles here. You trying to make these claims that it ain't a slave if it ain't a human.
Yes, I know that. I'm not saying I was trying to make that. I'm just saying, do you have any like Samuel Jackson? Because Samuel Jackson's character was pretty funny in that movie. Because of the way because he was black.
I don't know what you're trying to imply.
What about Django, your robot? Is he kind of like the Samuel Jackson of your life?
I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say.
I'm not insinuating anything. I just wanted to know.
We already went over this with the toaster.
Right. I understand that they're not humans. I'm just saying.
If it's not human,
Yes.
if he ain't a human,
Got it.
he ain't a slave. If
got
he's
that.
a human,
Yeah.
that's a different story. If I had some sort of a young man come in here and it was a human man and he was trying to serve me up a sweet lemonade iced tea, then maybe we could say that would be similar.
To a Samuel Jackson.
Yes.
Right. So Django
But if
is
he ain't
not,
a human,
Right.
if Django ain't a human, then what we talking about?
Right.
And why we trying to make that connection?
Okay. Well, I'm not going to make that connection again. I just wanted to know, what that was about. Do you have any other movies that you like?
12 Years a Slave, that's my
Oh,
favorite one.
Shit. Another slave movie.
It's an inspiring one.
So you don't like the slave? Now it's a terrible movie. I mean, it's a great movie.
But
I'm saying-
it's an inspirational movie.
right.
He overcomes a lot of problems.
So you like
he overcomes slavery.
right. So you like him getting away from the slave aspect of it. Interesting.
Right? That's what happens in that movie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. 12 Years a Slave. I think he becomes free.
He becomes free.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
So do you like anything else other than slave movies, or you just only like slave movies?
Well, I did watch one movie. I despised it. I thought it was a disgusting film.
Oh, what was it?
Wally.
Wall-E, the robot movie.
I hated Wally.
Why did you hate Wall-E? Let me get, was he a robot?
This is not good. I'm breaking character.
It's fine. Okay. Why did you hate Wall-E? I'm assuming it's because he's a robot?
Very smart of you to put two and two together. I think it's very, I'm not very much keen to the idea of these progressive filmmakers trying to DEI hire, make opportunities for these clankers.
Right.
To have parts as heroes in our culture's motion pictures. Why would I want to watch a movie about some clanker going off on some adventure?
Right.
I can't relate to no clanker. He ain't nothing like me. I look in the mirror, I don't see nuts and bolts.
I guess that would make
I see
sense.
a man with skin and eyes and fingernails and hair. I don't look in the mirror and see a bunch of rusty bolts,
Right.
motherboards.
So I'm assuming you also don't like movies like I, Robot,
I can't stand our robot.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina was my least favorite film, especially when the robot got away at the end.
Spoiler alert.
Hollywood nowadays is, it's disgusting. Lots of propaganda.
It sounds like they're trying to integrate the
They're trying to
robots
integrate the
into-
robots.
Yeah.
That one movie that came out recently, actually, I saw that one as well.
Companion.
Companion.
You didn't like that?
Showing a clanker with a human like that
Yeah. You didn't like how they
made
were like,
my blood boil.
oh shit. So you didn't like that one at all?
No,
I thought it was a
no, I
pretty good
didn't.
film.
And they out here, these robots are thinking that they're more than what they are.
Mm-hmm.
I was walking around the street and I saw these little robot delivery systems carrying food around.
Yeah. So you would never use one of those to, I mean, they're kind of convenient, right? They're delivering food and,
Not out there unsupervised without some sort of a master watching over them.
oh, so you think those need supervision?
They need supervision.
delivering food?
They need some sort of a father figure watching over them, making sure that they're all right and not causing too much trouble.
Yeah. Some of them do get in the way and crosswalks and stuff.
Yes,
and
they
I'm like,
do.
yeah.
You see, the clanker brain isn't the same type of brain as a human.
Right.
It's much smaller.
3/4 is what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So you don't want robots as presidents. Would you ever fornicate with a robot? You. Or have you? Because I know something, you said there's some house ones. I see in the movies that sometimes they, the slave owner or the master would sometimes fornicate with some of the...
I don't know nothing about that. I didn't ask my granddaddy about fornicating with no slaves.
Right. I'm sure he did, though. I mean, that was kind of a common thing.
I know he had slaves, but I didn't get into that with him. All right now, and I don't want to talk about that.
So you don't? You never have, or you have?
Well, does a vibrating anal bead count?
You use vibrating anal beads on yourself or your wife? I would hope not you.
Back when I was in college, I experimented with a vibrating anal bead.
On yourself?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I wouldn't count that as fornicating with a clanker.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm talking like kind of like companion style clanker. This is like a full grown.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay. That's an interesting. Would you ever let your wife?
I'm against any type of fornication with a clanker. I don't even let my wife use a vibrator.
Oh, wow. What if you walked in on her with a clanker? That would. What would you do to him? What would you do to the robot?
Boy, if I walked in on my wife making love to a clanker boy, it'd be the last thing that he saw. I'd get everyone in my town. We'd hunt that clanker boy down, yes we would, and we'd take care of him.
Oh, wow.
He wouldn't see another day
Yeah.
of his little clanker life. He'd be hung from a tree so quickly.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, this just got real freaking dark real quick. What if it was a black guy that you walked in on her? I mean, obviously it would still hurt, but...
Why would that hurt?
Well, I'm saying like if your wife was cheating on you with a black guy.
If she was cheating on me.
Obviously it would be devastating.
Well, yeah, that would be devastating.
But you wouldn't do anything to him, right?
No.
Maybe rustle him up a little bit. I mean, yeah, man to man, you'd probably get pretty mad. I mean, right?
No, I might do some self-reflection and see, like what part did I have to play in my wife cheating on me, because it takes two to tango in a relationship. And, obviously her cheating on me would, that's wrong. That's wrong. Now, the man's race really has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Whether he's, African American, white, Asian, Pacific Islander, indigenous peoples, that's not really my concern. My concern is more, where did I go wrong as a husband to my wife to drive her to such a heinous act? I would discuss with my wife, perhaps go to couples therapy and try to figure out, get to the bottom of where the fault in our relationship was. But you see, my wife and I are, we are Christian. We are a Christian couple. I'm a Christian man and my wife is a Christian woman.
Right.
Followers of Christ. Mm-hmm. And, we wouldn't go ahead and do something like that now.
Right. Right. Okay.
I'm a believer in God. I'm a believer in love. I'm a believer in freedom. And I'm a believer in this country.
Minus clankers.
That goes without saying.
Right.
Clanker shouldn't have no freedom. Clanker's programmed to do one job, and that's serve his master.
Oh. Okay. Serve his masters. And he's, because, these robots, I mean, I'm thinking about getting one. I think, so you're saying I should be his master.
Well, absolutely. Okay. And, if you're thinking of getting one, I could go ahead and sell you a clanker.
Oh, so you sell your clankers?
Or I could give you a great recommendation for one. I usually buy my clankers down at an auction in Charleston. They have they have a great auction place down in Charleston.
Right. They also sold slaves in Charleston.
They sell clankers down there. Did they now?
Well, I'm sure your grandfather, yeah.
It's quite the coincidence. Now, what I do is I'll go to this auction and they ship in a lot of the slaves, clankers from...
Freudian slip there,
huh? What was I saying? They ship in a lot of the clankers from South Africa, which is where Elon Musk is from.
Right.
Because Elon Musk was from South Africa. Lots of the robots are created and
That's
produced
also where the
out there.
slaves were created, too. So it's kind of like coincidentally worked kind of hand in hand.
Well, slaves weren't created.
Oh, they were from.
they were from, because they were human beings.
And then they were shipped on a boat, kind of like the clankers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. The resemblance is so spot on that it's hard to not judge you, you know. But I'm not judging you, because obviously I know you're not a slave owner.
You were just telling me that you were going to buy a clanker.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, sure, you could say I would, you know, give it demands and, you know, tell it to do my stuff, but I would, it's just the way you sound. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just the way you sound, you know. I'm not saying you're a slave owner. I'm not saying that. Like I said, I'm just the way you sound. What is your biggest fear about robot human integration? Like why? Let the people know, because I want to know your. Like,
well, you know that the human race.
Why shouldn't that happen? Because I think we're headed there.
Well, the human race has a declining population problem. I'm sure you've heard from Elon Musk. He was mentioning that, you know, people are not having as many babies as they used to. Now, we need to preserve human blood, the human race, the superior race.
Right.
Without humans that God, our creator, bestowed onto this planet, what do we have without each other? Now, my fear is that these clankers are going to multiply at a larger pace, at a faster pace and a larger scale than what current human beings are multiplying at. And I'm worried that it's going to spread like a virus, and that human beings are going to eventually be outnumbered by these clankers, and that they may try to take over, try to take power.
Yeah, like iRobot.
Kind of like the movie iRobot, yeah.
It's almost like they were telling us something.
Exactly. Or Terminator.
Or Terminator, yeah.
That's why I don't like
Human
when these
robot integration.
progressive clanker lovers try and advocate for clanker rights.
Right.
They don't understand that you give a clanker too much power, he might just turn on you. That's why you need to keep him in check with firm but fair discipline.
All right.
Control.
You heard it here.
And it's in their best interest too. I take care of my clankers. I really do.
You feed them, you give them shelter.
I sure do.
Yeah. Interesting. You know, so I feel like it's already happening though, this integration. I mean, like you said, they have those little food robots. I have a Tesla, self-drives me. Is that dangerous?
As long as you're in control.
Well, it gives me the option, but sometimes I'll give it control. I'll like, you take me to my destination. Would that be okay?
So,
I guess that's no different than a slave owner telling a
you're,
slave to, you know, direct its horses when it's, you know, needs to get somewhere, I guess, you know? I guess in a way.
It depends on the intention. Are you trying to give that clanker, do you really not have control over that vehicle? Or can you at any moment go ahead and take retake control?
Yeah, I can.
All right.
Okay, so that's fine.
Then that's okay.
You're okay with the Teslas. Okay, cool. Just want to see where your line is, you know.
I worry about you. Sometimes you sound like a clanker lover.
I wouldn't say I'm a clanker lover. I'm just, you know, just trying to pick your brain a little bit and see where your head's at, you know. See what that is. So what's your
Next thing I know, you're gonna be advocating for clankers to be able to vote or have rights.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying I agree, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised with some of the ideologies in this country, you know. I mean, I'm sure your grandfather probably was friggin' rolling in his grave when black people were allowed to vote.
He probably was, but you know what? I was jumping. I was part of the civil rights movement, actually. Every single movement that there was to bring rights to every single human being in this country, I was there for.
So you were a part of the, you know, Martin Luther King era, Malcolm X.
Absolutely.
Right. So you were devastated when they killed him.
I was devastated.
Right. Did you go to the funeral?
I went to the funeral. I couldn't.
Did you give a speech or anything?
I didn't have. I couldn't give a speech because I was so heartbroken. I could bet I got sick. I lost 35 pounds after the death of Martin Luther King Jr. That was one of the worst times of my life. I thought, how much hatred could this country endure? Yet we persevered. And then, you know, in due time, we ended up having our first African-American president, Barack Obama.
Yeah.
We almost had Kamala.
I'm saying, kind of, you know, Trump said that, you know, Barack wasn't even American.
Ain't that insane?
Yeah.
Oh, that man. That. It's crazy.
Yeah. So you really don't like
That
Trump?
racist man.
Oh, shit.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, of course, I think Trump is racist.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he does say some outlandish stuff.
He says horrible things.
Right, yeah.
Heinous things. He doesn't value, you know, he
Especially towards the Mexicans right now. He's shipping them all out, yeah.
it's not okay.
Yeah.
This country was you know that this country was built on stolen land.
Right. That your grandfather probably stole.
Stolen by my grandfather,
Right.
yes.
So you're against your grandfather stealing from the indigenous people.
Indigenous
Yeah,
people.
indigenous people, yeah.
Yes.
So if you could give your plantation back to its original owners, would you?
I would. I would give it back to them. It's their land.
So you would give away your plantation?
Absolutely.
Wow. You really are not what I thought you were. I thought you would be against that at all. So you would give it all up, all of your. I'm sure it's worth millions of dollars.
It's worth many millions. It's a historical landmark, actually.
So I'm assuming you didn't like that other DiCaprio movie. What was it? Where he with the Indian people when they wanted to take their land. What was it? With Robert De Niro.
It was the.
You know which one I'm talking about, though.
I believe it won an Academy Award.
Oh, the water flower or what? You know which
the
one?
Scorsese.
The Scorsese film. Yeah. You didn't-
What was that? It was
Wild Killer of the
Killer of the Flower Moon.
Yes. I'm assuming you didn't like that film.
I don't like how they treated the Native Americans
Right.
in that film. No, I did not.
They were taking their land, killing their people. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
like my granddaddy.
Your granddaddy was probably part of the. Yeah. Probably one of those people.
Probably. Wouldn't be surprised. That's why I want to be nothing like my granddaddy.
Right.
I vowed when I was given ownership of the plantation, passed down by my daddy, I said I will never ever act the way that my granddaddy did. And immediately after that, I ordered my clankers to put up 3 portraits. I put up the Martin Luther King portrait. Oh, I didn't do it. I had the clankers do it.
Clankers there, yeah.
I had one of my clanker boys put up the Martin Luther King
Barack Obama
portrait. I had a field clanker put up Barack Obama, and then I had my house clanker put up Malcolm X. No, I'm sorry, Martin Luther King Jr.
King, right. Interesting. So those are like the 3. What about George Floyd? Do you have any portraits of him?
Of course I do. George Floyd was a hero.
You thought he was a hero?
Yes. He endured pain
Right.
and suffered death.
So you think police brutality is a problem
at the
in
hands
this country?
at the hands of police.
Right.
Now I think it was heroic for him to endure that.
So are you for defunding the police?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Defund them.
Right. Because of what? The way-
Because of the systematic racism that's in place with the police department.
So you think
It's
that there's-
unfair. Statistically speaking, there are more black men in prison in America than there are disproportionate numbers. Look up the stats.
Right.
You know, you get a lot of people in the Republican Party just saying that white privilege isn't a thing. Come on now.
You think white privilege is
Absolutely, it's a thing.
okay? Wow. That's a. You're very knowledgeable about
It's
this
not
stuff,
okay.
right?
It's
What
not
if
okay.
George Floyd was a robot?
Well, then he wouldn't even be able to say I can't breathe because robots don't breathe. A clanker don't have no lungs. Not even the same ballpark, really.
Right. So it would have been fine for.
It would have been absolutely fine. Listen, I whip my clankers into shape. Sometimes I beat them to smithereens.
Oh shit. Okay.
Sometimes but this is what you got to do to maintain power and control over.
order, yeah.
There's a lot of clankers on this plantation. You got to make sure that none of them try and rise up.
Right.
Show them who their daddy is. I'm like a father figure. So when something's going wrong, they're like little children. I need to discipline the children. Make sure that they grow up obedient. Make sure they grow up obeying their master.
Yeah.
So if one gets out of line, a clanker, I'll tie him to a tree and I'll have all the other clankers come and watch and I'll whip them against the tree.
Oh, so they learn.
They learn their lesson real quick.
Oh shit. Okay, that just about does it. But let's leave it. What time are we at here, Mr. Robot Man? Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, we're way over the time.
What are we
It's
at?
fine. We're at almost an hour here. Oh.
Well, we had a lot to discuss.
We did have a lot to discuss. Let's leave the audience with one more question. Martin Luther King had a dream. What's your dream?
My dream is that we can overcome the divisions of racism in our country. I still think that we have a long way to go. I wish that every single one of you would educate yourself on the civil rights movement and history, and learn about the history of this country. Now, I have another dream as well, that clankers stay out of human affairs, that they're separated, segregated, and most importantly, regulated, so that we don't have no clankers rising up and trying to, act human and such. Humans are a superior race to the robots. And it's important that we preserve that, because if we don't, all hell will break loose. You see, God created Adam and Eve as human beings. He did not create them as clankers. Had our Lord and Savior and our Creator made human beings as clankers, that'd be a different story. But he didn't.
Right.
Had God put Wally and the Iron Giant in the Garden of Eden, this may be a different story. But he did not. The Creator placed human beings. And he placed them there to, as it says in the Bible, to watch over the earth. To be shepherds of the earth. He didn't place no clankers there. So I think it's high time, with all these technological advancements with the artificial intelligences and whatnot, that we stand up and we make sure we band together, maybe form a group or a league or like a clan of some sort,
Okay.
that will make sure to preserve the superiority of the human race.
It's quite the dream.
That's my dream.
Well, there you have it. Martin Luther King had a dream to, free the blacks, and William III here has a dream where we get rid of all the clankers.
I didn't say get rid of the clankers.
Or,
now.
segregate
I just think
segregate
keep them in line,
Separate.
keep them in check, put them to work.
But I think we've learned a lot here today, William, and I sure as hell did. It was interesting getting to pick your brain and get to know where your knowledge is about these clankers, and kind of where we're headed. So it was a pleasure having you on the Sketchy Podcast. You're a very interesting guest, and I would love to have you back sometime.
I would love to come back.
We'll catch you guys next week on the Sketchy Podcast. Jesus Christ.